Okay, hi everybody. Hello, hello. Do you hear me well? I mean, you should be hearing me pretty well, considering that I've bought a new mic. And yeah, my voice quality should be much better now. So I'm just gonna wait a sec to hear this, to see if it works well with the music and everything. Okay. So I've heard the music is really not loud at all. But I think it's kind of fine, right? If I speak, you guys should be able to hear me pretty well. And that's kind of what I want. Also the music, you know, as a background music, if I'm not currently speaking, I feel like it's pretty good. This is not the only thing that I have bought, the new mic. I also now have a webcam. And now that I'm well equipped, I will announce officially that I am going to be streaming not this Sunday, but next Sunday, which should be the 28th of October 2022. I'm gonna do my first live stream that isn't a code live stream. It might not be a regular occurrence for the channel. I mean, it might not happen very often that I just showcase other stuff than streaming. But a friend of mine landed me a Millennium Puzzle. If you know Yu-Gi-Oh, you might know what a Millennium Puzzle is. It's actually the little puzzle that's on the it's like a necklace, I guess, that is being worn by the main character of the show, you know, Yugi Moto or something. So yeah, basically, if you've seen the first episode of the show, the little pyramid that he has as a necklace, at first he doesn't have it. It's in pieces and it's a puzzle, right? And it's a 3D puzzle. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to solve this 3D puzzle. October 28th, 2022. It's a Sunday, and I'll be streaming that. Right? My friend wants to watch the stream to see me struggle because it took him like 5 hours to do. And I'm hoping that it's gonna take me less than that because yeah, 5-hour live stream is it's quite something. So we'll see if I'm able to finish that, you know, fast enough to fit it in one live stream. If I struggle too much, maybe I'll just split it in two. But yeah, that being said, to film that, I bought a webcam, a pretty good webcam at that. And eventually I'm gonna start streaming my face as well, right? So it's probably gonna be my face reveal when I do the Millennium puzzle. Until then, I'm not gonna be using my camera for the very simple reason that I did not have the time to fit some, like, find a good spot, right, on my overlay to fit my face cam. So I'm going to be adding that to the stream eventually. I may be doing a face reveal earlier than that if I feel like it, because I may stream maybe even tomorrow if I have time. So, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to actually update my overlays until next week. So we'll see about that. I might stream next Friday too. So that might actually be a good moment to have a face reveal, because I probably would have had the time by then to modify my overlays. I'll see. I'll see. That being said, welcome back everybody. I'm really, really happy to have a good setup as far as my sound goes. I'm still gonna unmute my other computer to make sure that you guys are hearing me pretty well. Yep, it's much better. Okay, so now, what? No cameras rendering? What are you talking about? Okay, so cool campfire scene is great, everything. So what I did last time, okay, so last week there was no stream of the week. I was really, really taken by my midterms exams because I'm still a university student. And yeah, I had to study a lot and finish a bunch of like labs as well, which took a long time. So I really actually did not have time for that last week. Unfortunately, it's the first time I miss a stream. At least the weekly stream, right? So I don't always stream whenever I want to. Like usually I like to stream on Thursdays and stuff like that. And if I've got a little bit of time, one day I like to spend some time streaming. But it doesn't always happen, which is fine. But the weekly stream on Fridays, it usually always happens. So I was really, really sad to be unable to stream last week. But, it's fine, right? Like, it happens from time to time, I guess. But now, 1 week later, and here I am. It's been 2 weeks since my last stream of the week, I guess. But I did actually stream... I think it was the Monday after my last stream. Well, my last stream of the week. So, like 2 Fridays back, right? Well, the Monday after that. I think I had a bit of time and I streamed, I think pretty late. So I did a mute stream, right? It was a silent stream. I was just, chilling, doing some stuff. And I did not actually write a single line of code. I don't think so, at least. What I did was something that was really, really important and a long time coming. And this is where I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Boom, transition, stream starts. Okay, so what I did is work on the prototype game design document. So basically the game design document for the prototype, which in and of itself is kind of like a prototype, right? Like the game, it's not a real game design document. Like even if you consider that, my prototype is only going to contain prototype stuff, right? So a very small game basically. Even that is not well described in the game design document. So the game design document itself is kind of like a prototype for a game design document. All of that for a prototype game. So, very incomplete is what you should be getting out of this. Core concepts I wrote like on the first stream, I think, a long time ago. I did not really change that or anything, but I did show a little bit of stuff, right? So mission map, the map of all nodes contained in a single mission. The goal of a mission is to go to a certain node. Objective, do something there, like talk to someone, look for an item, etc, etc. Then come back to the main base, going through the map in reverse order to get to the starting node. Boom, you're on the starting node, you advance, blah blah blah, through the paths, you get to the objective, you have a little bit of story thing, then you have to do your camp and stuff, and then you come back. When you arrive here, you would go back to your main base, which will probably not be programmed at all in this prototype. We'll see. So here, I also wrote a little description with a little image to show the gameplay of the main gameplay loop, right? The campfire. So the campfire scene is the main gameplay scene. This is where the player will make most of their decisions. Make most of their decisions, especially when it comes to fruit gathering and consumption. This is also where they will plant fruits to grow for the return trip. When entering the campfire area at first, some event or another may happen, prompting the player to make a decision. Ideally, the player should be able to at least manage their inventory, cook, eat, and farm at the campfire. Going to sleep will end the day and force the player back to the mission map. If the day ends, the character will decide to go to sleep, regardless of the player's will. In the sample layout, clicking the forest to gather fruits and clicking the tent to go to sleep would bring up a confirmation pop-up, as those actions have irreversible consequences once they are applied. For cooking and gardening, clicking on them here would simply open their interface. Then backing up to this screen here would not consume in-game time or resources of any kind. Ideally, a time tracker would be visible at any time, or as easily accessible as the decks. So here I'm going to describe a little bit what's happening. You can see this is like a quick interface thing. I did not draw any of these individual drawings. I just took them off the internet, like drawing of something, and then I recolored them and stuff like that to show a little bit what the interface would look like. So here, inventory and the decks, those two things here, you imagine they're kind of like floating in the air. It's more like a UI thing, right? You know, a UI icon of your backpack and of your little journal, you know, your little fruit decks. So that's it. But then the tent, the garden, and the, you know, like campfire with the like little camp stove and stuff, all of that would be diegetic, right? So in the scene, not a UI element. Like it's really like you're looking at them. That's what it would be. And I mean, I guess the backpack could be kind of like leaning against a tree or something like that, and the decks could be like right next to it on the ground or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be a UI thing. It's just how I'm imagining it as a first draft. And here you can see the brown color in the background. It's, you know, basically there would be like kind of an empty spot with probably something that looks like a way that leads into the woods. And that would be where you click to go gather fruits. And that would just like trigger an action that would give you some amount of fruits and, you know, span some amount of time, predetermined, right? So a lot of actions would take some time, but in this interface, the only things that, as I said, have a real incidence is clicking on gather fruits and go to sleep, because the rest is just like opening a different UI, which you can quit at any time, right? So it doesn't have any impact, right, on the amount of time you have left in your day. Now the cooking interface. So if you click on, like click to cook fruits here on the little camp stove, it would just bring up a new interface, right? So when cooking, the player should be able to select fruits to cook. Then the player can click on a button to start cooking. Optionally, it might be good to add a confirmation pop-up to make sure the fruits selected should be cooked. So again, like giving a pop-up to make sure that the player is fine with their action whenever they want to, you know, take an action could be a good idea. I'm not too sure about the pop-up here because there would be an action that you need to do when you start cooking. So selecting the fruits and then clicking on, you know, start cooking would be two different things. So in and of itself, it's kind of already a confirmation step, right? So maybe no pop-ups here. The resulting food is then added to the player's inventory, juice, stew, something along those lines. For the prototype, 2 fruits at a time maximum, same or different. It's too complex for a simple prototype to have like 3 or more fruits for a single recipe, in my opinion. I don't want to add that, it's too much. To make this mechanic more engaging, there may be different recipes possible, such as a fruit salad, like cold cutting fruits and mixing them, a juice, which is cold mixing fruits into liquid, a stew, which is your heat cooking fruits together into mush, or soup, which is hot mixing fruits together into liquid. This multi-cooking is out of scope for the prototype, okay? So that is to say, like, it would be really cool if you could mix any 2 fruits together, right? But you can have multiple ways of cooking them, right? So you could, like, for example, there would be like cold, solid, and liquid, right? Well, cold, hot, solid, and liquid. So you could have like cold and solid, cold, which is a fruit salad, you know, cold and liquid, which is a fruit, a juice, sorry. And then you could have like hot and solid, which is like, well, semi-solid, I guess, which is like a stew, right? It's kind of like a more meaty thing, you know, a more consistent hot food. Or you could have a soup, which is like basically a hot juice, right, at this point. So yeah, I know it's kind of weird to have like soup and stew or fruits, but not all fruits need to taste sugary, right? Like peppers are fruits in real life, cucumbers as well, tomatoes as well, and a bunch of them are used for soups, right? Even just a straight tomato soup, it exists. And it's, again, it's a fruit soup when you think about it. You can also have tomato juice, right? So you can have juice and, you know, soup of the same type of fruit. Maybe there would be, you know, diminishing returns to having a soup of a, like, how do you say, of a sugary, I guess, fruit, right? So if you have a very sweet fruit and you make a soup out of it, you know, maybe it's less beneficial because it tastes like not very good. Let's say it like that. So yeah, the interface would look something like that. You have like a cooking pot, which you would have to click on it to actually, you know, what you would do to cook the currently selected fruits. Then you would have like the open backpack, which you can't really click, is just there to show where the fruits came from. And then you would have like a bunch of fruits on the ground, which would represent your actual inventory. And you can just drag and drop on a little like plank, you know, a little plate, sorry, a little like wooden plate where you would put fruits. And then maybe you can like put them in the pot when you click on the pot, right? And the plate, you can click on a fruit that's on the plate to grab it, and then just like drag it away from the plate anywhere, and it's just gonna return to the little fruit pie. So basically it unselects it. Then you would have the fruit decks, which is always accessible, very useful when you're cooking. And yeah, again, so I know I spent some time talking about like the different type of cooking you could do. Yeah, so the thing with that is it would actually be out of scope for the prototype. It would be a really, really neat mechanic, and this way you could have a, you know, like different benefits that you could get from each type of recipe. Like maybe some is more filling than other, maybe some gives some HP by default, maybe some is just like, it just gives a good effect and doesn't really feed you all that much and doesn't heal your health or anything like that. I don't know. You know, maybe you could like, it's basically like selecting the, like, what good traits you want to focus about your thing, right? It could be something along those lines. So yeah, but the thing is, that would be really, really cool to have for a real game. At least two types of cooking, I would say. At least like you know, fruit salad and juice. Two different ways to do it, I think. But the thing is, yeah, again, it's much more complicated, and for the prototype, I don't think it's necessary. The point of the prototype is mostly to try out what the different mechanics would look like, and you know, what they would lead to, and if they're easily expandable, if they're fun to play with. So having two different types of cooking is not that necessary for it. It would mostly add strategical depth, which would be really nice for a full game, but again, not necessary for prototype. But I'm spitballing, right? Like, if I want to make a real full game out of this one day, it would be really cool. But it's just good to have ideas on how to expand the game in ways that just fit, you know, that were thought about in the first place. Now the farming interface. So again, if we go back to the camp, you can cook and you can farm a little bit. So the idea of farming is, farming would make it possible to go back through the same nodes when you're on the return trip. So when you go to the objective, every node is fresh, right? It's just, woo, virgin forest. You know, nobody went through that forest ever. It's full of fruit. Yay. But as you gather, because gathering is an action that you can take at the campfire, right? You can probably gather like once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, you know, as many times as you want. But every time it takes some amount of daylight, right? So basically like time passes a little bit. But also, since you would be gathering fruits closer to where you are, you would get less and less fruits as you go gather. Kind of to simulate that the easy to get fruits are closer to you. So in like whatever, you take half an hour, let's say, to go gather fruits. And in that half an hour, maybe you get like 5 fruit the first time. But then the second time, like maybe you get like 3. And then the third time, maybe like 2. And then maybe 1. And then like you're not sure to get any fruit. So something like that to me would feel like a good mechanic to just simulate like you using natural resources a little too much. And maybe like on the return trip, if you go back through a node that you already went through, maybe I could make it so that there is a little bit of natural ingredients that have replenished, as if like, you know, it took you a couple of days, maybe some fruits grew that were not ripe on the first trip. Like maybe a little bit, but mostly you would have, you know, taken out every good fruit, mostly, even on the return trip. So the idea to make people be able to survive through the return trip would be to let them be able to garden, right? So they click on the garden, boom, they go to garden, and then they could just make some fruits grow. So if they have any spare amount of fruits, they can make them like grow into little plants that would contain more fruit. Also, when you come back on your way back, it would not take any time to get the fruit, right? So instead of just explaining all of that by myself, let's read what I wrote. The player can farm fruits during a mission, leaving them to grow at the node where they were put in the garden. On the return trip, if the player chooses to go through the same node, they will be able to collect the fruit of their labor, literally, simplifying the survival on the way back. The restrictions of this mechanic is that some fruits must be planted and thus lost until the return trip. Also, any grown fruit will be lost if the player chooses not to come back to the node later on in the run. The advantages are numerous, though. First off, collecting grown fruits will not require any time, unlike normal gathering. The amount of fruits obtained through farming will be more or less stable. There will be less variance than when gathering, and more maximum yield, potentially, mayhaps, it depends on balancing, I don't know yet. Also, there may be fruits that are crossbred between fruits, and thus only obtainable through farming. Other growth synergies may exist, as in like, you know, having a papaya or some kind of fruit like that grow next to, I don't know, a banana. Maybe it makes more papayas, or maybe they are quote unquote bigger and like maybe they don't look bigger per se, but like they feed you more, right? They just have a bonus or something like that. So it would be really cool if you could have like specially grown food, right? But it's not necessary, and it may perhaps be out of scope for the prototype. But it would be cool to be able to obtain special food like that. And yeah, sure, like the point of cooking here is mostly to transform the food you have. Maybe be able to have a little more gains on what you've got, but yeah, it's mostly use the food you have to create new foods that give like fun stuff, right? So creating new food is kind of like the cooking thing. So maybe like it feels a little weird that farming gives you alternate foods as well, but technically it does not overtake cooking at all, because, you know, the more fruits you have, the more you have to cook, first off, and second off, if there's special fruits that are crossbreeds, those fruits may be able to be used as well when you're cooking, which would be really, really cool. Yo, if you're actually cooking like a crossbred food and you manage to find like a weird combo and stuff, it could make like really, really powerful food. It could be really nice. Like you could have a super rare fruit that what it does is like it basically makes you not lose any amount of food for a certain amount of time, right? So let's say for a full day, you're not actually losing food. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So yeah, an interface would look something like that, right? Fruit decks. You can drag and drop fruits into like farming spots. So you know you could like hover them over like the little squares, and then it would like give you visual feedback to show where it would go and stuff like that. And you can click on the little like it would do a little plop, you know, a little plop over the square, the garden square where the fruit is. You can click on it and you just like something like that, like and then you just you know, you dig them up. So yeah, that's kind of the idea of the interface. So you can see here there's one interface for farming, one interface for cooking, one interface for the campfire, and there's also the main map. So the main map, it looks very rudimentary. It might be nice to set a special color for the starting node and for the objective. Could be really fun. But mostly, I think that... oh, music has stopped? No, it hasn't. It's just very quiet in the beginning for that song. So, what would be really, really cool would be to make all of these interface into separate scenes, right? And also, it would be nice if right now, we could just make every single one of those scenes with with their basic elements contained within them. So I'm gonna go into Unity and I'm gonna try to start making that dream a reality, right? This bare bone game design document dream. I'm gonna try to make it a reality right now. I don't know until when I'm gonna be streaming. I can definitely stream for like a full hour, and most likely for an hour and a half at least, starting from now. But hopefully I can stream for maybe even up to like 2 hours, maybe not too much more than that. But if I stream for about 2 hours from this point on, it's pretty good. And since I know for once what I'm trying to do pretty precisely, yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm mostly going to block out things with colors, right? So I'm not going to have like great visuals in terms of how things look. We may be doing that in a couple streams. So this stream, I'm just going to try to block out interface spots and also add the, you know, clicking to go places. So right now I have a button that already works that helps me go to sleep. And yeah, they may just be like simple buttons right now. So I'm just gonna have a garden button, a sleep button, a gather button, a, you know, cook button. And I'm gonna try to make them bring me to some interface or another. The inventory button, I don't know if I don't know what to do with it too much. I guess for now I'll just leave the inventory as a list the way it currently is, and it's just going to be displayed everywhere I need to, which is every interface ever. I'm sorry. I am yawning a lot all the time. Very yawny. So now the fruit dex is kind of a complex little beast in and of itself. So I'm actually going to be working on the fruit dex much later. In fact, currently there is no such concept as time in this game. Okay? Right now I'm just navigating through things as if I can click on things for infinity and beyond. And this is fine. This is actually okay for me. So what I'm going to be doing right now is only doing the different scenes for the different interface, blocking them out and stuff, adding some simple buttons to them. And also, I'm gonna be... What am I trying to say? Also, what I'm gonna be doing is... Yeah, just add the navigation between the scenes. It's that simple. That's all that I want. So, I would like to check something first in terms of scripts. In Campfire, I have a back button, drop down, and text updater and stuff like that. So here oh, the back button is unloading the scene. Yeah, okay, I get it. Do I have a button that loads scenes? No, because it happens on the node. Right. Anyways, I just call a helper. It's very simple. Really. But what if I go... Okay, well, right now, to the scenes, I'm gonna add a new scene. Which is gonna be... I guess I can just do the Campfire. But instead of Campfire 1, I'm gonna rename it to be Cooking. Boom. Boom. Oh, there's also... Yeah, I need to be able to eat the fruits. Or, you know, different foods in general. Maybe it's in the inventory interface. Yeah, it could be. Who knows? Okay, so... Oh, I'm in cooking right now. Okay, alright. Oh, it's not the scene. Okay, so here. In the cooking interface, what do I want? Well, not much, really. I do want to have, like, a thing like this, okay? So here, I'm gonna have the inventory, which is great. Then I'm gonna have a selection here. It's gonna be drop cook select. I'm gonna put it like here or something. And then I'm gonna do boom and drop cook select. Sure, it's a copy of it, I guess. I can then take it and put it there. Go to sleep, it's not great. Probably a back button that I need. So button end day here. It will actually be button Campfire or something. Probably gonna be here or something. And the text on it, I'm gonna want it to be go back to the campsite or something. No, it's not the text that I want to be bigger, it's the button itself. Thank you, not at all. I said this. Oh, I guess I'm just gonna make it wider. Width of 500, let's say that. No, it's not even enough. 600? I did 500 again. So 600, please. Yeah, let's go. Like this. Woo! Okay, eat. Nope. Cook fruits. Yeah, sure. So cook fruits right here. Okay, once I've selected them, I cooked. And that's great. Something like that. Like I select those and blah, blah, blah. Then in stats, which is... I don't know where. I can move those like here. That's great. Okay. Well. Alright. So now behavior is obviously not okay. Drop down foods is well, actually. It's a good question. I guess it's the second one that has a different thingy, right? Oh, I'm opening the project in Visual Studio. That's right. It's time to code. Let's do this. Come on, everybody. Okay. So, drop down foods. Yeah, it's pretty good when it comes to just having a single fruit and select it. So display the options is great. Everything like that is great. That's great. And here. Yeah, the thing with drop down foods is just like, I mean, you know what? For now, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's just gonna select fruits. It's fine. And the cook fruit button is just gonna add a quick check, right? So if you're selecting the same fruit twice, but you only have one of them, it's just gonna maybe give up. It's just gonna be like, nope. Or something along those lines. Because at the end of the day, even for the prototype, I will very much want to have like actual like little fruit entities that I can drag and drop with my mouse. So there's no point in having like the most complex and advanced drop down in the world if it's just a very temporary measure, even in terms of prototype. So thank you for being you. Your script here is wrong for the simple reason that you don't have a what? Wait, you don't have a script? Right, because it's the button cook and not button eat. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this scene here, it's cooking. I'm saving it, the cooking scene. So now, if I go in scenes and I go back to campfire, I don't want to be able to cook fruits. Oh, but there is a, okay, yeah. Well, let's change button cook. The text is gonna be go to cooking, and that's it. Okay, and this, it's literally just gonna be like me loading a new scene. The eat thing, it's fine. It's gonna stay here for now. I'm okay with that. There's no inventory UI pop-up thing yet, so I can't just select fruits in the inventory. So I'm fine with that. If I eat here, that's not a big problem for me. Now, go to sleep is fine in this scene here. I should probably add a gather button. So here I have button end day, blah blah blah. Dupe it. Put another button here or something. I don't know, like this. And write some text on it. It's gonna be button gather. This is gonna be in the current interface, and it's gonna be go gather fruits. And the color of it is definitely not gonna be this. It's gonna be green. Yay. Oh no, the background's green, I think. It's gonna be brown, just like in the little demo thing I did. It's gonna be brown. So I go gather fruits, which is great. Okay. That's good. I also want to have a farm. And I'm gonna add a bunch of behavior to go in between scenes afterwards. And I'm gonna be working towards making the game look the way it should be. But my previous priority was actually to implement like a real like usable class for fruits, and the whole way that I'm like saving the different fruits and their attributes and like how they contribute to like the meal that they are part of, and the whole thing about cooking and like creating meals programmatically. All of that, it's something that I'm going to be handling pretty much as a priority as soon as I'm done with at least having the amount of interfaces that I want with pretty much all the buttons that I want in them, right? So, go gather fruits, it's great. Now I'm going to take the campfire scene again, dupe it, and campfire 1 I'm gonna call gardening or farming or just farm or garden. It's more a garden than a farm, but and cooking, it's just, yeah, I think it's fine. I don't know how I'm supposed to call it. Let's go in garden and change the stuff, because what's happening here is not what I wanted. So yeah, that's kind of weird. The garden is kind of a complex thing to set up if I don't have the drag and drop system. Yeah, I think I should have a drag and drop system pretty easily. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think I should make it drag and drop able. Drag and drop able. I think it's one of the priorities I should have, actually, because now that I'm thinking about it, the logic between the drop down and the drag and drop is like, it's so different that the more I commit to the drop down and the more I set it up, the more complicated it's going to be to just make the switch eventually. And yeah, gardening is quite complex. More complex than cooking. It takes a lot of stuff. And currently I'm not even coming back to places. So button gather, bye-bye. Button cook. It's fine. Well, actually I feel like gardening is closer in terms of interface to cooking. So here I'm gonna go garden, open garden. Okay, good. So here in cook fruits, I'm gonna change it, and it's gonna be no, exactly, there's no like button that confirms anything really. All you have is like a bunch of drag and drops thing to select stuff. And yeah, so no, I don't want that right now. Go back to the campfire, it's fine. And oh yeah, what does it do? Doesn't it like close the current scene? So back button, I think what it does is it unloads the scene. Oh no, it unloads campfire. No, I wanted the current scene. No. This is terrible. Okay, well, all right. Oh, by the way, start scene. Mission map, thank you so much. Okay. I thought it was gonna be pretty straightforward to just take the game design document and just make a quick interface, but it's not. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm probably gonna make a unified interface for like the belly and health, and that interface is gonna go in mission map, right, in the static part, which is what never gets unloaded ever. So if I put the, you know, health and belly elements of the UI in that I just keep them updated, pretty good. But then, and that's a big then, what I'm going to be doing for the inventory itself, like the list of fruits that I currently have, is I'm not going to be displaying it anywhere per se, and certainly not in the campfire scene, right? I'm going to be showing it in the cooking and garden scene. And in those scenes, what I'm going to be, the way I'm going to be showing them is I'm going to be literally instantiating like entities that I can manipulate. So just like something that has whatever is good enough to make sure that I can click on it and move it around, basically. Okay. Okay. How am I going to do this efficiently? I'm gonna start with what I know, and it's the UI elements that I want to add to the thing. So I'm gonna go in the campfire scene, look at these, text belly, text blah blah blah. For now, I just take all of the stats. I control C this. I go in mission map. I go in static. In static, I control V this. Well, it didn't work, but I'm just gonna put it in static. That's here. I do not need text inventory, but I do need text belly. Do you have a script that keeps you updated? You don't. Okay. Stats does have a script. So text inventory for stats, I'm gonna change the script basically. So I'm gonna go here in text updater. Yes, you're not gonna be caring about this. When you awaken, day end and collect. So yeah, it's not gonna happen. Okay. Health. And the whole inventory thing, I don't need any inventory. So you're just going to be handling those. And that's it. Okay, right. Yeah, nice. Okay. Sure. Cool. Are you not under canvas and that's the problem? It's exactly the problem. Okay, so UI, please. Can I just have a canvas? Just a simple canvas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's so great. That is so great. So now if I start, boom, I can see belly 100, health 100. Now I click here and everything's broken. Or is it? Belly and health are stacked over the rest. Okay, I go in the campfire scene. I will actually save the mission map, yes. Thank you very much for reminding me. That's, boom, you're out of here. I don't care about you. Okay, good, I save this. Now I go in cooking. And in cooking, I just go stats, get out of here. And then I go in garden, and in garden, I'm like, stats, get out of here. And I save. Great. So now if I go and just start the game again, I should not see the inventory anywhere, but I should very much see it, see the belly and health pretty much everywhere, right? Oh yeah, of course, it's just a copy of the other one. Great. Go to cooking, blah, 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 eat. It's great. I'd never gather. It's great. Okay. Now, that being said, it's cool that I can display this. I'm gonna want to instantiate like a thing that is a fruit, okay? So I'm gonna need some kind of prefab that is going to be a simple fruit, and that simple fruit is going to have a color or not, and it's gonna be a certain fruit, okay? That's it. Okay, great. So I'm enjoying the music in the background. What I'm gonna be doing now is, I guess using, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna be using color square for the truth. So. How am I going to be doing this? I think that the way that I'm going to be doing this is I'm just gonna write a simple script, just a random script that I can put on any entity, anywhere in the scene. And it's gonna like generate my inventory, my like fruit inventory is gonna just generate it entirely. At least like visually, right? It's just gonna create a bunch of elements that I can manipulate. Now, if I want to manipulate those elements, do they need to be UI elements for me to click on them? No. Do I need to raycast if I want to find which one I'm using? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, that's possible. Maybe not though. Who knows? We'll see. So. And it means that as far as like roots go, I'm gonna need to... Yeah, it's kind of weird. How am I doing this? Let me just think about this for 2 seconds. Okay. I'm not going to be making the fruits UI elements. I'm going to be making them normal like game elements. And I think that the way I'm going to be doing it is something along the lines of I'm generating fruits and they are going to have a certain script where they're going to know or they're going to look or maybe they're going to be given the reference to an entity that's going to contain a bunch of like empty game objects, which is going to represent like position that can like catch them, quote unquote, you know, positions where they can be clamped, right? So basically, I'm going to make a bunch of scripts is what I'm trying to say here. So it's going to go in Campfire because it's just a bunch of scripts. So no, not show and explorer. I'm really just going to be creating a new C# script, which I'm going to be calling maybe like fruit, not fruit entity, but fruit geo, I guess, for game object. Then I'm also going to create a new entity, which is going to be a fruit generator, fruit like geo generator, I guess. Generator. And then I'm gonna have a new script which is gonna be a fruit clamper or something. Not clamper, it's not a clamp, it's a fruit magnet, fruit geo magnet, something like that. I say magnet, but it's very inaccurate. It's really just like, it's gonna check, well, the fruit is gonna check if there's like a known fruit magnet inside of its like limits, I guess, inside of its hitbox, I guess you could say. And if there is, it's gonna put itself on the fruit magnet. And if it does that, then the fruit magnet is gonna probably have a field which is like a reference to a fruit geo, and it's gonna know like, oh, this fruit game object is currently like not owned by me, but like, you know, at my position, and there's gonna be one at a time only, something like that. They're gonna be able to communicate between them. Okay, so let's start with fruit game object. So the fruit game object, it's a game object, mono behavior, has a little, it has a transform and everything. What do I want it to have? I want it to know how large it is, I guess. So I don't have to write private, that's true. Wait. Okay. So I'm just gonna write something like a float with and height. Okay, it has a width and a height, and it has a position. So or width 0.5. No, it's like half width, half height, half width. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it might also have a color. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Color. Now I can say color equals color, and also I can do what's it gonna be called? Well, yeah, it's gonna have a reference to a sprite render or something, right? Render, sprite render, or SR, much easier to use. So I'm gonna say start, and yeah, SR exactly, and then back, and then I can do SR dot color, I guess, equals color, something along those lines, right? And then width and height. And I can do a boolean, like a bool. It is in bounds with like a position. So it's gonna be a vector 3. Those I'm gonna say return. Wait, really? SR.bounds? Whoa, really? Wait, do I not need width and height at all? Do I not need color at all, in fact? Wait, that's crazy. Yo, is in bounds. So sr.bounds.contain. So I don't actually need this. because like it's just a method that exists. So how do I make this current object know which are the possible positions where it can be, or where it can stick, basically? How do I know that? That's difficult to say, actually. I don't really know. How do I make that happen? Because bull is in bounds, sure. But like, yeah, I'm just gonna be using like this straight up. Like, I'm not gonna. But somewhere, someone needs to try to add itself or something. So what if I drag and drop this current thing here? It has the sprite renderer, sure, but it's certainly going to have something else. Like the node. I could click on the node, right? On mouse up as button. Why? What does the node contain? Or on mouse down, simply, right? Okay, yeah. No, I was in... What am I doing? Boom. Okay, I'm just gonna close the rest. I don't need everything to be open. So, here. I'm gonna say on mouse down, right? Which is definitely a private void. On mouse down. And what I can do at that point is simply like, I don't know, on mouse down. What I can do is, yeah. So, okay, right. So I can have a bull is used, is dragged or something. Okay, so if here I'm gonna is dragged will be equal to true on mouse down, and here I'm gonna have on mouse up is dragged will be equal to false, and here and not pause here, but it should be like, I don't know, like just go vector 3 pause. No, equals like new vector 3 or something. Like just to say that it exists. But here I'm gonna write it to do find the position of a geomagnet, or of closest or something, geomagnet or something like that. And if this contains, like, if the current like sprite, right, in its bounds, if it contains the position, then that magnet is gonna have the thing. It's gonna contain the current stuff, right? Okay, so here what I'm gonna be doing is add an update function, I guess. So I'm gonna add it pretty much anywhere, really. So I can just go update. Yup. And I don't like the private thing here, so like this. Yeah, tabs only. Thanks. Okay, so here what I do is for the tabs, it's what do I do? If is dragged. So if it's currently being dragged, Um, I want. Yeah, it's technically on mouse move that I want that, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Can I get the mouse DX, like the difference and stuff? Let's just say like transform dot position dot. Hey, why no music? Come on. Dot position dot. Plus equal. Can I do that? Yeah. And here it's gonna be the mouse position. So mouse event field mouse dragger. What is this? Provides dragging and a visual element change of outfit. Wait, what? Hmm. Sorry, I'm sneezing. Okay. Mouse cursor. Whoa. Oh, it's for custom mouse cursor shapes. Okay, it's cool. I mean, it's really cool to know it exists. I guess I'm maybe not in update, right? What if on mouse? What if it's on? Gosh darn it! I'm in insert mode. No. Please stop. On mouse, drag, right? Right? That's good, right? And here on mouse drag, doesn't it use an event? Like a mouse event? Like a mouse drag event? Mouse drag event? Mouse event? Right? Right. Mouse. Oh, mouse move. Okay. Or something like that. Okay, I need like the thing. Like okay, on mouse drag. I need something here. Please give me the description. Okay, on mouse drag is called every frame while the mouse is down. This is pretty much exactly what I want. Yeah. Called when the user has clicked on a collider and is still holding down the mouse. That's perfect. On mouse drag. And it doesn't have anything really. Like it's just nope. It's like cool, but eh. Unity get mouse delta. That's what I want. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try to check this video for like a second. Okay, you're just showing that you're having problems. Fine. Okay. Well, so it's complicated. There's a mouse move event. How does it exist? You know? How does it exist? So mouse move event. Okay, I know I made a mistake, but cool. There's no code? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Where did they get that? Their mouse that current thing. Hmm. Yeah, there's an input system. So if I go input dot oh. Hmm. But if I go input dot mouse position, it's probably gonna feel like it's not it's like in screen coordinates or something, right? You know me? So if it's dragged, I'm putting it at the position of the input, keeping the Z where it is. That's interesting. I still feel like it's gonna be screen coordinates and not like world coordinates, but you know, who cares? Yeah, exactly. Okay, nice. So yeah, here I'm actually gonna mouse pose will be equal to camera dot is it screen? No, it was, yeah, screen to world point. Dot main dot screen to world point. Boom. So mouse pose is what I'm gonna be using here. Okay, good. Okay. On mouse drag, there's no event being used, so remove it, which becomes like a real event. So that's a thing. Now I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try adding this to the player in the main scene. Mission map. Player. Yeah, I'm gonna add you a new script. Another one. It's gonna be great, you'll see. Fruit, game object, let's go. Okay, you have a sprite renderer, which is great. I think you need also a collider. It's gonna be a box collider in this case. So yeah. Thanks so much. Yeah, that looks like a good collider. All right, let's go. Yeah, that's cool. But whenever I click it, it just snaps to where I'm at, which is like fine, right? It gives more precision, I guess. It's okay. I think it's fine for a prototype. In real life, I would want it to just pick it up, but like if I'm holding like let's just show you. If I'm holding like the right corner of my player character when I click, like here, instead of snapping it to the middle, I would be hoping for it to still hold the right corner, like at all times, basically. And I can just go there. Pretty funny. And then I can just like be like, woo, right there. And then, oh, I can go here. Oh, but I can go there. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay, but it works. It just goes to show like my script, it works. You do need the collider, I think, though. So if I remove this component and try this, it should just not receive the click at all. Yeah, exactly. Okay, fine. Love this. Okay. Fruit game object. Thank you very much. Remove components. So now all I need to do is add the fruit game object as well as a collider of some kind to my prefab, right? My fruit prefab. So I can go anywhere and just create it. Now there's going to be the whole question of how do I get the position of the magnets? How do I know if I'm over a magnet or not? We'll see about that. I think I've got an idea, but yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so how do I do this? I think I'm just going to Well, I guess I'm just gonna like create a prefab right now, and that's it. So I can clone it and stuff. So player, yeah, I'm actually gonna call it like fruit geo, and remove this. Add the fruit geo script. There he is. Boom, which is fine. And you have a default color which is gonna be white, completely white. Nice. And like this, and I will want you to have a box collider, which is like the default one is fine. Okay, that's good. So now I should be able to drag and drop you pretty much anytime I want. Yep, like this. Okay, that's cool. It's just something I can drag and drop. It's pretty easy, very, very responsive, insanely so. So yeah, yo, this is good. I like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna take the fruit game object and make a prefab out of it. So fruit geo, you go here. That's great. You're now gonna be removed from here, and I can add you to any scene or instantiate you if I feel like it. Okay. Now, the question becomes, how do I make the fruit game object work? So yeah, by the way, the fruit game object, it should probably do something about being dragged or not. Okay, yeah. I guess like this. Okay, nice. Right. So here I'm gonna go. I'm adding some quick checks because mostly for the mouse up, but I guess I'll add it for the mouse down too. Like, what if I just like click out of the fruit, drag my mouse up to the fruit, and then release my mouse? What do I do then? Yeah, what it's gonna do is it's gonna see the mouse up event on the fruit, but I never clicked on it. So I never added this Z coordinate, and I'm gonna remove from it. So I can just do minus, like to infinity and beyond. So this is a huge problem if I do that. So adding a quick check to see before the status change, to see if I'm in the other state before like changing anything, is pretty good, right? If not, is dragged. So if it's not currently dragged, then I'm not doing any. Yeah, if it's not currently dragged and there's a mouse down event, then I'm gonna be saying like, hey, this, by the way, like this also, like if I'm gonna be doing a check, I'm gonna assign values, you know, because assigning value takes some time. You know, it's like, it's an instruction in the CPU, you know. If I'm gonna be adding a check anyways, here you go. So, change the position, do the thing, blah, blah, blah. Great. Why do I do this? Very simple. I want the currently selected object to appear over the rest of the fruits, right? So if I'm clicking on the fruit, that's like in the background. I'm just clicking on the little part that's visible, like boom, it should like pop out in front of the rest of the fruit. That's what it should do. So this is why I'm doing this here, right? So that you can visually see any fruit that you're currently selecting. Now, the problem with that is, can I receive an unmouse down event for multiple fruits? Perhaps, I don't know. What happens if there's more than one fruit? I don't know. I'll have to see soon. Otherwise, maybe I'm just gonna do like, not a mouse entity per se, but like just a general like manager, which is like the drag and drop manager or something like that. And this would contain like the currently used fruit, right? And it might be necessary because, like, you know, magnets, the fruit magnet, it's basically an entity that like supposed to like make fruits like clip to it in a certain way. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so if there are fruit magnets, the fruit magnets could also have like a mouse enter and mouse leave event or something like that, right? So if the mouse enters and then there's a mouse up on them, or just if there's a mouse up, I guess, event on them. So if I release the mouse on them, but there's also in the mouse manager, right? If there's also a fruit currently selected, then I would know like, oh, this fruit has been like, you know, left by the mouse, but left on my position. So I should grab the fruit. That's what it will let it know. So I think I'm going to do some kind of thing like that. So fruit magnet is fine. Fruit generator is great. Yeah, I don't like the word fruit magnet at all, really. But the concept of fruit magnets is fine. I guess. I mean, is it really fine? Sure, I'll leave it for now. I'm just gonna add a strip. Like a grab manager? Or drag and drop? Yeah, drag and drop manager is fine. Drag manager. Yeah, drag manager. It's fine. So I would inform the drag manager. Well, so it doesn't need to be a mono behavior at that point. Probably, yeah. So the drag manager would just know whatever is being held by it. And what it would do is save the fruit. So you would have a fruit geo, which is held, or like held fruit. Okay. Right. So it's of course I have to declare that everything is static, even though I declare that the class is static. So things should not be considered like static members, but you know, whatever. Yeah, well, they should be considered static members by default, right? I shouldn't have to specify, is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so there's the currently held fruit. Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna keep a reference to whatever I'm over. So, fruit, geomagnet, um, hovered magnet. Yeah, I actually will generalize this. I'll generalize this, yeah, right now. So instead of fruit geo, I'm just gonna do like draggable. Or dragged. Drag queen. Dragged. It would be pretty funny if I called it drag queen, my generalized solution. I mean... Oh, but the manager should be the drag queen. Ooh. Hell yeah. It's like the drag thing and the drag queen. Drag servant, drag queen, and then what's the magnet? Is it the drag? Is the drag prison? No. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I guess it should be like drag and drop manager. This should be drag and the other one should be drop, basically. Like the fruit magnet, yeah, it should be a drop. Oh, but the thing is, yeah, if it's too generalized, the problem is that like you can never. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna generalize this. Yeah, I'm not gonna generalize it, but I could. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. So, I was having a little bit of fun. I was still thinking about that. Okay, so yeah. So there's the hovered magnet, okay, and there's the held fruit, okay. And the reason why I'm doing this is like I was like, oh, I can just do like on mouse up. If I'm over a magnet, like on the mouse up for the magnet, I can just be like, ooh, here's your fruit. I'm giving you a fruit. But the thing is, on mouse up, I'm also probably gonna remove the fruit from the drag manager, you know? So which one is gonna happen first, right? That's the question now. Like, which one first? Which one first? Yours? 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 You know, yours? Yours? Like, it's kind of annoying, right? If I do this. Maybe what I could do is... Maybe what I could do is... Yeah, like... I don't use the on mouse up. No, I still need the real event on mouse up triggering when the mouse is going up. No, I think it's fine. You know, when I'm hovering a magnet, I'm saving it, and you know, in the on mouse up, when it's trying to remove itself from here, I'm just gonna be like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm removing you, but you're going to this instead. You know, I could do something like that. Okay, so now, I guess this one, since it's not a, you know, mono behavior or anything, the behavior just has to be straight up coded and called from other methods. So I'm gonna do a quick static, I guess it can just be public here. No, it's not gonna be. Not at all. It's not gonna be. Static bool add fruit. Okay. And what I'm gonna be doing here, and here it's gonna be fruit geo, right? It's gonna be fruit. So what I'm gonna be doing here is be if held fruit does not equal null, then I'm gonna return false. Okay. Otherwise, held fruit equals fruit. And I'm gonna return fruit. Okay. So here it's important to keep track of whether or not it worked, because in the fruit, instead of just saying like, oh, mouse up over me or mouse down over me, blah, 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 then I'm gonna do this. Like, no, instead it's gonna see, do you currently have a fruit? If so, you know, I am not being dragged. And if you don't currently have a fruit, I am being dragged. So that's what it's gonna do. First things first. Second off, when I remove static void, I guess, remove fruit. Thanks so much. Which is gonna just remove fruit, yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it should be fine. So yeah, held fruit. Oh, sorry, you had it. Held fruit equals null. You're right. You were right. Okay, it's gonna be very simple here. So this is fine. Great. But I'm also gonna do something else. So before then, I'm gonna do if, and that's important. By default, it's equal to null. Whoops. Okay, by default, both of them are null. Okay, so if hovered magnet equals null, or sorry, if it doesn't equal null, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do held fruit will be equal to dot. No, I'm going to do hovered magnet dot add fruit with fruit with held fruit, and then held fruit is gonna be null. And then you're like, what add fruit? There's no add fruit to the magnet thing. Yeah, sure, because I didn't do the class yet. So right now it's fine, right? So add fruit, remove fruit, it's great. I'm gonna add also, I guess, static void add magnet with a fruit geomagnet, which is gonna be magnet. And I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go this dot, well, no, it's gonna be hovered magnet will be equal to magnet. Right, so here it's gonna be, no, so this one doesn't do things if it's being hovered. It's just being told things. So it's just gonna be a quick if before then. There's gonna be if hovered magnet equals null, or equals null, or doesn't equal null, I guess. Then I'm doing this. Otherwise, I'm doing nothing. Nothing at all. I'm just being told something, and I don't care. And then static void remove magnet, I guess. And remove magnet, what it's gonna do is but magnets could have yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go fruit geo fruit, and what I'm gonna do is just a quick check to make sure it's the right thing. Okay, so it's just a quick check to make sure that I'm removing the one that I'm currently holding. Otherwise, I don't want to remove it. And then fruit geomagnet magnet. So it's hovered magnet will be equal to magnet, right? If it's equal to that, return. Otherwise, so hovered magnet equals null. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so here, that's pretty good. The only thing I'm lacking is add fruit here in hovered magnet. So hovered magnet for now, it's not gonna have much, but it's gonna have add fruit, right? Yeah, okay. So right now I'm like, well, I'm adding fruit, but what if I'm over a magnet that has a fruit already? But remember, who's gonna add the magnet? The magnet itself. So the magnet is not gonna call add magnet if it's being hovered while having a fruit, right? So fruit geomagnet, what it's mostly gonna have is is gonna be a fruit geo, which is gonna be fruit or held fruit, I guess. So held fruit for you. And you can have the add fruit is going to be a void add fruit. Add fruit should pretty much always work, right? Which fruit geo fruit. So now you're going to do held fruit will be equal to fruit. And you're also going to do now held fruit dot transform dot parent, not dot parent, dot position will be equal to here your transform dot position. Okay, so basically you're going to be set to the position of whatever magnet is, and you're going to be known as the magnet here. So add fruit is being called here. It's actually a public method here, so thank you so much. Just like in Drag Manager, everything here is actually public static. Public static bool. So I'm gonna add the public everywhere. Boom. Boom. And then boom. Okay. So now. So if I go in the fruit game object, now, instead of just being like, true, so dragged, if not is dragged, and the mouse is down, you're gonna do the check. So you're gonna do drag manager dot add fruit this. Okay, but what it's gonna do is if I'm gonna add a quick if, because if it doesn't work, if add this, then you do the rest. And then I can add this. So if this is not working, it's not going to do the thing. It's the double ampersand thing. Oh, come on, it doesn't do the thing? Really? I have to do it manually? Okay, good. Good. Now I can remove fruit as well. When I'm saying false, I'm also saying, hey, no, I'm not being held, so. So you don't have to take care of this now. Not anymore. Okay. Is dragged. Not and, but yeah, you can always remove yourself, right? If it's on mouse up. And it's just gonna check if it's the right one. So I'm gonna do drag manager So I'll remove fruit this. Yep, I'm removing myself from you. And then you're gonna do a quick check if it's the right thing. Otherwise, you're just gonna give up. And if it is, then you're gonna remove it. And then here, oh, but I need to know if it removes it or not. Okay, never mind. I need to know, yeah. And then it's gonna say, what? It doesn't return Boolean. There's no Boolean here. What is this? It's a void function. I just read it, bro. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm coding it right now, bro. False. Boom. And here, return true. Made it null. Okay, here I don't think I need to be as rigorous, but you know, for the fruit it's pretty precise, yeah. Yeah, I don't need the thing here. Okay, so that's pretty good. So now it should be, yeah, it should be pretty good. Should be pretty good. I should be able to handle multiple fruits. I should be able to, well, put it on the magnets, technically. Oh, right. So, okay, yeah. If I'm adding a fruit and the fruit is on a magnet, the magnet should lose the fruit. Okay, that's pretty precise, but let's say that I'm in the cooking thing. No. That's not where I want to click. I want to click here. No, goodbye. Okay, so let's say that I'm here, okay? And on this plate, I am putting fruit. So I'm clicking a fruit, dragging it, dropping it on the plate. Cool, it enters the plate. Great. Now, the fruit is on the magnet. But I said I want to be able to click the fruit, drag it away from the magnet, and release it, right? I did say that. Well, what about it? Like, does it work currently? I mean, it should kind of work in terms of like the fruit, like the fruit game object. Its position should be updated accordingly. But the magnet is not being told. Like, hey, you just lost your fruit. It's not being told that at all. So it would probably like to know about that, right? Yeah, probably. So now I need to find a way to indicate to the magnet easily that, hey, magnet, I just took your fruit. You don't have it anymore. That's what I need to do right now. So it would probably happen somewhere in the drag manager, in the add fruit or something. Oh, by the way, it doesn't work because in the fruit geo, there's something else that I need to do. But like, I'm adding a fruit to the magnet. Why am I doing this at all in the first place? Do I really need to do that? Maybe it would be better if I added the magnet to the fruit. Because if you tell a fruit, hey, now you are held by this magnet, it can also just update its own position towards the position of the magnet, first off. So this works as well. And it can know what the magnet is. Where is the difference then? Well, the difference is that the fruit adds itself to the mouse. So the fruit could tell the magnet, hey, you don't have a fruit anymore. Or better yet, if the magnet doesn't have a reference to the fruit at all, and it's pretty much the fruit handling its own stuff, the fruit is the one to have a reference to the magnet, and the magnet doesn't have a reference to the fruit. what it would mean is that the fruit, when it is being added to the mouse, like to the drag manager, it could then tell, you know, like if it has a magnet, if it's on a magnet currently, it could then, not tell the magnet, but like it could remove the magnet from its own reference, like make its current magnet reference to null. That would be great, I think. So, yeah, I think that's what I should do. So the whole add fruit here, yeah, that's dumb. Yeah, but the magnet script right now, it's like, oh, so it's useless. Well, it's not useless. There was a reason in the first place why I wanted it, and the reason why it's not gonna work right now is because I forgot to add the very reason for it to exist, and it's on mouse enter. That's right. On mouse enter, you have to tell the drag manager that add magnet. That's right. And you add this. Great. And on mouse leave, you tell it to do the thing. So void on mouse leave. Not leave, but not leave or zero leave. On mouse leave, right? And it looks like it's not on mouse leave. And it's gonna be remove. Oh, remove. Move again. Okay, so it's on mouse. It's on mouse. Why are you not doing this for me? So on mouse. Exit. That's right. And it's a void method. Thank you so much. Okay. So good. So literally that's all I need from the magnet. Just for the magnet to be like, hey, I'm an object. I exist. You entered or left me. And it itself is going to need to have a collider as well, so that the mouse will know when it's inside of it. But the magnet, it could be invisible. Like I could just put it over like a background or a plate or something. It doesn't need to have like an appearance, a visual appearance. I mean, technically the fruit also doesn't need, but you know, it's much better. Okay, so that's the essential part of the magnet here. So I don't need the magnet anymore. Bye-bye. Now, in the fruit game object, I will add something, which is magnet, which is going to be magnet. Or like holding magnet. Well, it looks like it's a boolean that asks whether it's holding a magnet. Okay. So now, I guess I can have a method, which is going to be public void add magnet with a fruitgeo magnet, which is called magnet, and you could do this dot magnet equals magnet. That's great. And that's if and only if you currently don't have a magnet. So if this dot magnet does not equal null, then what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to return from this method, and I'm not going to accept the new magnet. And that's it. If I accept it though, I'm going to do transform dot position, that's right, will be equal to magnet, that's right, or this dot magnet, I guess I should. This dot magnet dot transform that position. Thank you so much. So you're just gonna be like, oh magnet, I love you, for example, you know, something like that. Okay. So right now What do I do? So yes, I add the magnet, and I need to one mouse up. Add fruit, remove fruit. How does it work then? Yeah, here. Okay. So if I am removing the fruit and also I'm on a magnet, what I'm gonna say is held fruit dot add magnet, which is gonna be hovered magnet. Okay, so I just reverse who knows what. But the thing is, when this information is in the hands of the fruit, it can handle itself very well. So it's receiving like, oh, I'm being removed while this, ooh, I'm now a magnet, great. But on mouse down here, if it is not currently being dragged, and also it works when I'm trying to add myself to the drag manager, so I'm now being dragged, I will actually set my held magnet, no, just magnet will be equal to null. That's great. Good work. Three. Okay, good. Okay, so that should pretty much work. Why do I have map? I don't need map here. Okay. Now that's pretty complicated, but this plus this plus the whatever I did for the for the magnet, it should actually make a pretty good system that like a fruit knows where it's at, has a correct position at all times. I can drag and drop it, you know, manipulate it. It's all pretty good, right? So now the generator could just instantiate fruits at, you know, certain positions, ideally like, you know, ones that are always correct. And yeah, it could make short work of what I'm trying to do, which is nice. So now in setting up my scenes, I'm going to have to put magnets in the correct places. I could literally have a background, which is like, for example, what I put right here. And then like, instead of the fruits, you know, you just put something empty and then you just make the fruits appear here, right? And you still have the backpack, everything. And here, like I would put like a square magnet here, a second one here, maybe something like that. And these magnets could be in reference to like Cook, right? Or something. And like Cook could see, oh, but yeah, if other things could know the magnet, how are they gonna know which fruits are on the magnet? They're not gonna, huh? Well, maybe it's good after all if the magnet knows what it's about. Yeah, I guess so. So I'm just gonna void add fruit, I guess. It's just good if it has a reference to it. If I don't need it at the end of the day, I'll just clean up, I guess. But this, I very much think is going to be useful after all. Again, because the magnet, like the fruits are going to change on the magnet. But if there's always two magnets that are always used to cook, it's good if I can just peek into those, right? Like give them as references to the script of the cooking. And then boom. Click on those and see the... Yeah. Okay. So add fruit. And now I'm gonna say this dot fruit equals fruit. If I don't currently have a fruit. All right, just like this, I should, yeah. You annoy me to no end. No, this is fine. This is always true. This is always true. It's just I don't want to add myself to the other thing. Because if you don't add yourself, this is just gonna go to an if. It's gonna return. So here if. So if fruit does not equal null. If this dot fruit does not equal null. If this dot fruit equals null. This dot fruit equals fruit. And if the fruit does not equal null. Here, I'm adding this. Okay, pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Now the generator would be the next thing that I might want to add. And the fruit game object, like it should be fine, I think. So yeah, that's pretty good. It's actually getting pretty late. I don't know if I have really any much more time for now. So I think I'm gonna call it a day for now. But I do think that I might be able to find some time actually tomorrow to stream. It might be later, it might be sooner. If it's a little late, maybe I'm not gonna talk too much. Maybe I'm gonna do some kind of silent stream. But I would like to keep advancing on this project. Because, you know, I did skip a week after all. I mean, it was under understandable circumstances. But I still want to advance this project at a rate that is hopefully faster than what it used to be at the beginning. Because yeah, I feel like usually when you're just starting a project, things go really fast and then it slows down as time goes by. But I started so slow that like it feels kind of bad, one, and two, I feel like I could actually go faster at this point. Because the project is still very simple and I'm just adding new systems and not going too deep into those systems. Yeah, well, I'll keep this for now just because if I need to check the bounds. Which I won't. I won't need to check the bounds. What am I talking about? Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, cool. That color. Yes, I will be using this when I create them. Okay. Well, so yeah, I'll call it a day for today. Thank you so much for watching my stream. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, until next time, where I'm gonna be advancing this. Still gonna keep going eventually. So a good continuation to you all. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.